Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please do a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can. Just swing it out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So in the game without Kristaps Porzingis, the Celtics beat the Mavericks 119-110, and it was on the backs of Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. They combined for 73 points, but the way they scored was very important, and I'll be detailing how their aggressive nature led to the victory. So let's get into the film. Okay, so what impressed me about this game was a mismatch hunting of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, and how both of the Jays took a liking to scoring inside the arc. Tatum was 9 for 13 from 2-point range, and Brown was 11 for 15. This also led to Tatum shooting 19 free throws, with a couple of those being at the end, and Brown shot 9. So in this first clip, we have seen, if you watch the Celtics a number of times, you see that sometimes Tatum would get a smaller defender like Kyrie Irving, and he'll size him up, he'll lull him to sleep, and take a step back three. He did take 8 threes in this game, and I do think some of them were ill-advised, but for the majority of the game, this is what he does, right? You see Kyrie Irving, you don't take jumpers, you go right at him. All right, so we saw in the first play that the Celtics did not have to run any picks, any actions to get that switch on to Kyrie Irving. It just naturally happened, and Tatum just went right at him, right? This time, Drew sets a pick on Derrick Jones Jr. to get the Luka switch, which the Mavs was just allowing all night. Tatum was gonna kind of run here. He flashes to the free throw line. He makes this pass easier for Al Horford. They look for him, and Tatum wastes no time. As soon as he catches the ball, does a spin move, goes right to the basket. I think the Celtics have fallen victim to making offense harder than it needs to be in previous years. I don't think they've done that a lot this season, but when you have favorable matchups, right, just get to a spot and go to work. Again, he flashes right in front of Luka. He's at the block. There's nothing to do but just overpower him and get the bucket. All right, so here we go. And again, they were hunting Luka and Kyrie for the majority, but Maxi Kleber is another guy that you can hunt, right? And Grant is a solid defender, but he can't check Tatum. So Tatum was also giving Grant work too. But the Mavs also identify this, of course, as a mismatch too. So they send Grant at Tatum, but look at the patience that Tatum shows through this double team, right? He sets up Kleber, gets to the spot, sees Grant, head up, and just goes away from it. And Grant did his job here. He took away the baseline, but Tatum is faster and quicker than Kleber. So crossover and goes towards the rim instead of fading away from it. All right, so here's the Grant matchup, right? He just puts his head down, and he's not, in this first quarter, I think Tatum only shot 1 3, right? He was looking to attack the entire time. And Scal always talks about Tatum's counter bag, right? Once the defense reacts to your first move, what do you do after that, right? And Tatum just being able to put his head down and do his counters. He does the spin move. Grant plays it well. I think Tatum still could have gotten to the rim, but then he does the step back and he takes the mid-range jumper. I absolutely love this play when I seen it, right? Look, Tatum and Kyrie are the only ones back. There's no play at this point. Tatum moves Kyrie out the way, and then look at the patience, right? Scanning. He's expecting someone to come double. He's expecting the double to come from somewhere. The Mavericks do a horrible job of this. Nobody comes, and as soon as Tatum realizes that, oh, nobody's gonna come help Kyrie, fake that way, go under, get the and one. All right, so if you've been around my channel even a little bit, you know that I've been clamoring for Tatum to take more twos. This is not me saying Tatum cannot shoot. This is not me saying I don't want Tatum taking threes. But he's taking about 8 or 9 threes per game this season, and I just want that to get down to like 6. And the only reason I'm saying this is because in most of these games, his 3-point percentage tanks his efficiency. In this game specifically, right, he shot 11 for 21 from the field, which is 52%, I believe, and that is great. But he shot 9 for 13 on twos, which is 69%, and 2 for 8 from 3. His threes absolutely tanked his efficiency in this game. And in this specific clip, peep the time that's left on the clock. Jayson Tatum has taken 35 shots at the end of quarters this season. So that's 10 seconds or less left on the game clock at the end of quarters. 27 of those 35 shots have been jumpers, and he's 5 for 27 on those shots, and he's 6 for 8 when he drives. This is not me being a Debbie Downer. This is not me nitpicking. This is me wanting Tatum to build these habits and to shed light on him as a driver. As a Celtics fan, if you watch majority of our games, right, in these situations, even in the ones where it's a go-ahead shot, it's to win the game or to tie, we know most likely that Tatum wants to take a jumper. We just know that from watching Tatum, his habit 90% of the times is to take a jumper. And if we know that, the defense knows that. And this is the first time all season in these late quarter situations where he's driven the ball and attempted a shot at the rim twice in the same game. And here he gets the bucket and gets rewarded for being aggressive. And now we'll start to get into the Jaylen portion of this, right? The second quarter and on, he really left his imprint on this game, right? A Jay is matched up against Kyrie Irving. There's no offense at this point. Just go straight at him. And Kyrie swipes down here, and he did that a lot this game. Tatum and Brown drew 7 fouls against Luka and Kyrie in this game. And that's going to loom large because Kyrie knows there's nothing he can do at this point, right? Brown gets here, Kyrie's on his side. There's absolutely nothing Kyrie can do but try to foul him. And a lot of times it just wasn't enough. And then sometimes you just get clips like this. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just let the clip run.
He did. Always got a rain on the parade. Look at GB. He dropped.
And then the very next possession, he's hunting Luka again, going straight at him, not bailing him out by shooting a three, going right into him. Pump fake right here. I love when Jaylen Brown is patient with his moves. I love when he does this, right? Luka just got dropped on the last play. He's eager to get back at Jaylen Brown at any way at this point, right? And Jaylen is still strong and athletic enough to finish through the contact. And like I said earlier, Tatum drove at the end of quarters twice this game. It's the first time this happened in the game this season, and he gets fouled on this one. Jaylen was decisive and patient at the same time, and it was just great to see. So he sees Luka, he escapes really quickly, gets the space for everybody to space out, and he goes right at him, right? He had space right there. He could have shot that, but he got Luka with the pump fake in the first half. He could have got him here. I think Jaylen lunged towards him even though Luka jumped, but he's still, again, strong and athletic enough to get it up through the contact. I do believe Terry Jones Jr. is a solid defender. He's athletic enough, certainly, but it's still just Jayson Tatum. And I'm just analyzing the mindset, right? Like, Tatum immediately goes in the post. I knew as soon as I seen that this was going to be a possession where Tatum either scores or he gets fouled, right? Because of how he started the possession, right? Gives the ball back just to reset, catches it, quick spin. Josh Green is the paint protector. That does nothing for Tatum, right? That does nothing to Tatum. He goes, they can only foul him. And look, in semi-transition, we see Kyrie Irving. He does a little dribble, and then he has a realization mid-play. Wait, this is Kyrie Irving. Bump, that, bro. He done killed Kyrie with this fake, like twice already. And he's just, listen. This is why I say what I say about Tatum's 2s and 3s, right? Again, it's not to nitpick or be a Debbie Downer, bro. But when he has big men that he's faster than, and when he has smalls that he's stronger than, and to be honest, he might be quicker than Kyrie, especially in this situation. He can do this all game, and he's gonna get fouled. And if he shoots 15 for 19 from the free throw line, it's wraps for the opposing team. Oh yeah, and Tim Hardaway also caught a lot of this from Jaylen. Towards the end of the game, he's also not a good defender, and he's just not strong enough to guard Jaylen. So Jaylen gets the ball here, and he immediately goes straight to the post at the free throw line area. And from here, just using your strength to create space, right? And he does it right there, and it's just, he's too athletic. The explosion along with the strength, there's nothing Tim Hardaway can do here. All right, this is a perfect example of mismatch hunting, right? Like, Tatum can score on Grant all night if he wants to. He knows that. But look, he asked Al to set the screen so he can get the switch on Kleber. And I felt Tatum could have just went right to the rim on some of this. But when it's your night, it's your night. All right, so here we go again. Pritchard has an initial drive on Tim Hardaway Jr., makes a good pass. Tatum fakes the three, goes right by Kleber. And again, Tim Hardaway cannot do anything with our 2 stars. Tatum goes right through his chest and finishes. All right, so here initially the play is to somehow get Tatum the ball. I don't know why the Mavericks have Kleber on Tatum just naturally. But he tried to set the screen. Kleber fouls Tatum, but does a nice aggressive job of deterring Tatum from setting the screen. But again, there's Tim Hardaway, right? There's nothing that he can do against Tatum and Brown. Brown, again, uses his strength, goes right to the rim, and goes through Tim Hardaway Jr. And Jaylen Brown really took over in this last stretch in the fourth quarter. One little jab step against Luka, and he's already gone, right? One jab step, and Luka is a step in the wrong direction. And this might look tough to you, but this is separation, right? He uses his shoulder and his strength to gain separation in this mid-range area. Pump fakes a couple times, but this is not a contest, right? He's too explosive for that. And I'm not gonna lie, this one was actually kind of funny to me. Like, he just walks Luka down to the free throw line. Like, Luka's just backing up. Like, Jaylen hasn't been taking this shot all night, and he is actually playing with Luka at this point, right? But again, this is a mismatch. right? This is how they hunted, and Jaylen is just playing with him at this point. A part of this is like Jaylen knows that there's no chance that Luka blocks his shot. There's absolutely, it doesn't matter how good of defense that Luka plays. When Jaylen rises up, he understands that Luka's just not gonna block his shot, so he can pump fake as many times as he wants, because when he rises up, Luka's just not gonna get there. But that is a video. If you guys enjoyed it, again, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can, just so we can get out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.